Good morning, students. I am Priya. You are watching EduStar, Class 3, Science, Lesson 11, Water and Weather, Part 1. We need water for various activity in our day-to-day life. All living things need water to live. In fact, there is life on earth only because it has air and water. Let's learn something more about water. Water is present on the earth in streams and ponds, tanks and rivers, seas and oceans. We also see water flowing down in the form of beautiful waterfalls in hills and mountains. We know that 3/4 of the Earth's surface is covered with water. That's why our Earth is called Blue Planet. The water in sea and ocean are salty and not useful neither for cooking nor for drinking. We can prepare salt from it. Most of us live in big cities. Cities are situated nearby rivers only. We also get water from under the surface of the earth. They are called groundwater. The groundwater is mostly used for agricultural, municipal, and industrial use by constructing tube wells. Even in air also, water present in the form of water vapor. Water is used for different purposes like to take bath, to wash clothes and clean vessels, to drinking and cooking the food. Now let's learn some properties of water. Water is colorless and pure water has no smell. It has no shape of its own. It takes the shape of a container it is poured into. Water has a fixed volume but not a fixed shape. Let's try to understand this. That is, if you have 1 liter of water, it will remain 1 liter of water, no matter in which container you keep it. So, its volume is fixed, but it will take the shape of the container in which you keep it. That is, it does not have a fixed shape. So, water or any liquid like milk, juice or oil has a fixed volume but not a fixed shape. Now let's learn about different forms or states of water. Water exists in nature in 3 different states. Let's find those 3 states of water. At home, have you ever seen your mother while boiling water? When the water is boiling, what do you see on the top of the vessel? See in this picture. Yes, this is called steam. It is very hot. This steam is also called water vapor. So, on heating water, it will changes into water vapor. What happens if we cover the boiling water with a lid? We will see the tiny droplets of water inside the lid. See the picture. There are so many tiny droplets inside the lid. When the water vapor touches the cool lid, it changes back to water again. What happens if we put the water inside the refrigerator? After few hours, you will see water changes into ice. Ice is nothing but it is cold water. And what happens if we take out the ice from the fridge? It starts melting and changes back into water. So, there are 3 forms of water, that is solid as ice, liquid as water gas as water vapor. When we freeze the water, it will changes into an ice and it is called solid form of water. When we boil the water, it will changes into water vapor. It is gaseous form of water and water is liquid form of water. We can drink it also. So, the state of water can be changed on heating or cooling. Let's see the process of changing water. See this picture. The water is boiling and steam is coming out. That is, water changes into water vapor. This process is called evaporation. After touching the steel plate, steam will changes into tiny water droplets. That is, water vapor again changes into water. This process is called condensation. Now look at this picture. Here we kept water in fridge. After few hours, it changes into ice. This process of changing liquid into solid is called freezing. When you keep this ice outside in a glass of tumbler for some times, it changes into water. That is, the process of changing a solid into liquid is called melting. So, water can change from one form to another by heating and cooling. That is, water freezes to form ice, ice melts to form water, water evaporates to form water vapor, water vapor condenses to form water again. In nature also, water keeps on changing its form continuously through evaporation and condensation. Have you ever wondered how does it rain and what causes rain? It is because of evaporation and condensation. Have you observed a puddle of water dries by itself after few days? What causes it to dry up? Is it a magic? No. Due to the heat of sun, the evaporation from all the water bodies like sea, river, lake and even puddle of water and etc. goes on all the time and hence the puddle of water eventually dries up. Let's do another small experiment for evaporation. Take two wet towels. Make two folds of the first towel. Hang both the towels on the cloth line to dry in the sunlight. Which towel will dry faster and why? The folded towel takes longer time to dry. The second towel, which was unfolded and stretched properly on the cloth line, dries faster because larger area is exposed for evaporation and hence evaporation is faster. The next process is condensation. Condensation is just the opposite of evaporation. That is, when water vapor cools down, it changes into water droplets. This process is called condensation. Now let's see how water cycle in nature occurs. In nature too, the form of water keeps changing. Water in nature keeps on changing into vapor. This is called evaporation. The rays of the sun fall on surface of oceans, rivers and ponds. This increases the rate of evaporation of water. The water vapor rises up into the air. When these vapors come in contact with cool air, they form tiny water droplets. This is called condensation. These water droplets join together to form clouds. When the water droplets get too heavy, the clouds cannot hold them. They then fall as rain. This is called precipitation. The rainwater flows back into the oceans, rivers and ponds. Due to rain, the level of underground water also increases. The underground water helps in the growth of plants. Precipitation may fall as hailstones, drizzle or sleet. In extreme cold climates, the raindrops freeze. They then fall as snow. This change of water from one form to another is a continuous process and it never stops. This process is called water cycle. Okay students, I hope now you get some idea about states of water and water cycle. Remember the important terms taught in this session. Dear students, always use water carefully. Don't waste it. Ensure there is no water leakage from the taps present in your home. Use a bucket to take bath instead of the shower. Now take your science book. Take lesson 11, Water and Weather. Turn page number 104. Keep your index finger on the first line and read with me. We know that 3/4 of the Earth's surface is covered with water. Hence, it is also called the blue planet. Water can be found in oceans, lakes, and rivers as surface water. It is also present in the ground below us as groundwater and in the air above us as water vapor. Pure water has no color or smell. Next, states of water. Water is found in 3 forms: solid as ice, liquid as water, and gas as water vapor. These are called the 3 states of water. The state of water can be changed on heating or cooling. When you place some water in a vessel and heat it, you will notice water vapor being formed. This happens because on heating, water changes into water vapor. Similarly, place a tray of water in the fridge. Observe what happens after a few hours. Water changes to ice on cooling. Now look at this page number 105. See this picture. These are the change of state of water. Next, water cycle. The fact that water can change its state is very important in nature. Surface water from ponds, lakes, rivers, seas, and oceans forms water vapor due to the heat of the sun. This water vapor rises up and on meeting the cold layers of air, it forms water droplets. These water droplets join together to form clouds. As water droplets cool further, they once again fall back to the earth as rain. This is a continuous process and is called the water cycle. See here, this is the picture of water cycle. Now look at this checkpoint box. Write true or false for the following statements. First one, ice is the gaseous form of water. The answer is false. 2. Water droplets join together to form clouds. The answer is true. 3. 3/4 of the earth is covered by land. The answer is false. Okay students, read these 2 pages once again. Also refer this video again and again. Dear students, remember the important terms like evaporation, condensation, precipitation, freezing and melting. Thank you dear students.